Hey everybody out there in the YO universe, this is Survivor 2002 coming at you again from the secret lair with the American Idol recap for Wednesday, February 25th, 2009. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know the old joke about how you really don't want to think about your parents having sex, but you know they did it at least once because you're here? That's kind of what tonight's show was like. You know that ritualistic slaughter of your favorite songs is taking place somewhere in the world, at karaoke bars and weddings and talent shows everywhere, but in those places, you don't have to see it or hear it or think about it. If you watch American Idol, unfortunately, you do. And it was on full display and blood was running across the floor tonight. I mean, come on. It's season 8. You would think by now that people would know how to pick a decent song. Apparently, they don't. We got everything from Drops of Jupiter to Sarah Bareilles with Love Song. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't Sarah. It was an unreasonable facsimile of the original and almost unlistenable and unwatchable to say the least. But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that too long because it's late and I need to get up early tomorrow, so I need to wrap this up in fairly short order. So, who are my picks for staying? Okay, first and foremost, Adam. I think Adam's here to stay. I think he beat that poor song Satisfaction to death. I was ready to surrender by the time he got to the end of it, but I think he's pretty much the front runner from last night. I mean, he's still got Danny to contend with from last week, so we'll see how that fight turns out. And I was surprised that finally tonight, the few people that really did a considerably good job were the girls. Which brings me to the second person who I think is going to be staying. Allison, I don't really know how to pronounce her last name correctly, but here you have this 16-year-old girl. You're sitting there and they announce she's going to do Alone by Heart. And you're thinking, no, no, this cannot be happening, not again. I've heard that song butchered more times than I care to count or remember. But then she opens up her mouth and it's like, she's 16? Really? Whoa. She really nailed that song. I was shocked. I was completely floored. But she had a little bit of Dusty Springfield with Ann Wilson and some other nice features. So I think she'll be the second person. Okay, my third pick is going to be very controversial because it's one of those where you're going, was he smoking something before he did this clip? But I think, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I think that Nick Marshall, aka Norman Gentle, is going to be pick number 3, and here's why. Many of the people who really screwed up tonight thought that they were going to be okay because they picked songs they said they were comfortable with. Being comfortable with a song is one thing. Doing it and then not hitting it out of the ballpark is something completely different because, I mean, come on, people. You know this is the biggest chance you're probably ever going to have in life to be seen not just by the American public and by the AI audience, but we're not the only ones that are watching the show, kids. You know, there are record producers, there are talent agents, there's a lot of people. As they pointed out during Hollywood Week, when you screw up, you're not just screwing up on stage, you're screwing up in front of everybody. I mean, this is basically, for a lot of people, going to be a one-shot deal. But getting back to Norman Gentle, people came on the show thinking that they would do what they were comfortable with, and they screwed up. and they weren't expecting to screw up. Nick, aka Norman, didn't care. He knew exactly what he was going to do when he got out there, and he did it. And he owned it, which is shocking enough. And I was just telling my best friend that he put me in mind of Weird Al Yankovic. But the thing about it is that Weird Al doesn't belong in this competition. You know, go on over to America's Got Talent. That's where you'd have a fair shot. One thing's for sure, he definitely made an impression. He was memorable. I mean, no one's going to forget that performance. And because he is so invested in the way he performs that, how did Simon put it, horrible comedy of horrors or whatever, that people might actually vote for him. They might actually vote to keep him in because it was so entertaining. I guess the best thing to compare it to is if you ever watch the Discovery Channel, there's a show on called Destroyed in Seconds where basically it's lots of stuff blowing up, tornadoes, ripping up houses, propane factories on fire and tanks blowing up and that kind of thing. It's that kind of experience where you're channel surfing, you come across Destroyed in Seconds, and you're telling yourself, I'm not watching this crap, that's ridiculous. And then before you know it, you've been sitting there glued to the screen for a half hour going, my God, did I really see that? Did that really happen? Was that for real? That's what Norman Jettles performances are like. You're not sure what you saw. It's what DVRs are made for, to run it back and go, he didn't really do that, did he? Yeah, he did. But yeah, those are my three picks. Adam, Allison, and Nick/Norman, I think, are going to be the three. Hopefully I'm wrong about one of them, and I don't need to even go there and tell you which one that is, but those are my picks, and I'm sticking to them. We'll see how the picks work out. Oh, and before I sign off, what's up with this thing about Paula and Kara going at it now? I mean, is this something to drum up more publicity, or is this really a cat fight in the making? This show could use a couple of good cat fights. Or as I think the illustrious Dorothy Parker used to say, if you can't say anything nice, come and sit by me. But we'll see how that plays out. I mean, it sounds really contrived, and plus it's an OK magazine. Yeah, the definitive news source for all things worth reading right now. Yeah. But that's the recap. I will see you all tomorrow night, and we'll find out who makes it and who doesn't. See you then, and talk to you later.